This is my cat. I've never caught him on camera before. His name is Toradora. He loves belly rubs. He's a stray. His favorite way of keeping me from getting wherever I need to go is to walk diagonally in front of me. And to do this, these are my rain boots, what's left of them. I've been wearing them. They've been like this for at least about a week, and the soles actually fell out the other day. I'm not sure which one of them is missing the sole, but it's definitely out there, and I know because it's still in the middle of the road getting run over by cars. I didn't expect it to still be there, but nope, it's still there. And I'm strategically placing, pictures of my cat and pictures of my shoes to deter anybody that might want to look at my DeviantArt, because it's not something that I'm especially proud of sharing, but I'm proud of not being a bitch, and I will share it. And I'm striving hard to be the sort of guy that shows you pictures of his cat after walking home in his shoes that don't have bottom foot in them, and then reads poetry that he wrote like 10 years ago. Alright, everybody. Well, here it is. This is my DeviantArt, my 7-year-old DeviantArt. I have a llama. This is all very old. I'm not very happy with my writing, but I'm trying to get better. I want to write about something serious, but I feel like if I'm going to get laughed out of DeviantArt, and that's a badge of shame I don't want. I was born with that name. That is talking about my name. I have a weird name. I was in high school when I wrote this. Favorite visual artist, Junji Ito. Favorite movies, Reservoir Dogs, House, The Thing, and Evil Dead 2. I'm not sure I've ever actually watched Evil Dead 2, but I said it was my favorite movie. My favorite TV show at this time was Seinfeld, and my favorite bands were The Bauhaus, Carly Rae Jepsen, David Bowie, and Death Row. I might have meant the record label, but I'm not sure. My favorite books were Clockwork Orange, Great Gatsby, Divine Comedy, and Alice in Wonderland. My favorite writers were Lovecraft, Poe, Carlton Mellick, Charles Bukowski, and Isaac Asimov. My favorite games were Darkstalkers, League of Legends, and Silent Hill 3. And other interests were I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. And I don't have any artwork on here. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if you wanted to see that. But I have my old poetry, starting with a short prose piece. And this has certified no AI. He was very mildly irritated to find a machete lodged in his face, which was made even worse by the fact that the machete was lodged in his favorite part of his face, and will look terrible at an open casket funeral. Coincidentally, the man who killed him was also very mildly irritated, because that was also his favorite part of his face, and would look terrible when he placed him on a pike next to William Shatner. He later took out his stomach with a meat cleaver, something the victim would have been okay with had he been alive. This was because he had indigestion. Coincidentally, the killer gets indigestion every time he consumes version Don't know what the was for. Copyright 2018 to 25, Backstreet Boys 2 Men. Fancy Nancy. I had a passing fancy for both of our privacy. And the formatting is a bit messed up. Call her Nancy. And I, blind and deaf, will be Clancy. I stared at her, I watched Nancy, I looked into the surface of my passing fancy, and hoped somehow, someday, I could tell her a poem that rhymes. I never made any claims that anything in here would be good. It's entirely here to embarrass me. The Lone Samurai Coup. The lone samurai wandered aimlessly searching under starry sky, finding his tavern, taking drink without a clatter, here his only home. A look at the host, the barkeep looks back like a familiar stranger, soft rocky counter, slumbering uneasily, only for a flash, a picture of old, an ancient family and his old guilty blade. He awakes at dawn with a fly in his chalice. Ha ha, a sly joke. That was really terrible, but it was the earliest, and it was a haiku, and white people never write good haikus, so I have an excuse. I don't get what the joke here was supposed to be. Untitled. One late afternoon in December. Ooh, this one got 14 and deep, 14-year-old atheist, and not actually 14 as tags. How nice. One late afternoon in December, in the factory as old as any remember, pumping pistons into flowers, making machines with worldly powers, stuff. Script is broken in a place with tiny smudges on its face, given coldly by pure chance, given meaning by pure romance, in that same factory later employed that same highly advanced android. You know what, I'm understanding that's an apostrophe is what that's supposed to be. There was a little rundown gas station by my little rundown apartment, where the selection was better than anything the Ritz could serve, and food stamps were worth more than anything money could buy. I walked down the aisle, taking in every flavor I could. Sour candy and spicy Cheetos, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, because back then it didn't matter to me which one I chose. And experience all I thought life had to offer, I threw up in the bathtub. And that was based on a true story. I used to be kind of broke, and I would spend afternoons eating hot Cheetos and Coke, and that would make me not like drugs Coke, hot Cheetos and the soda Coke, and it would make me throw up. Hormones, Part 1. And it's correctly formatted. My brain is an inferno that never stops burning, driving me to nothing, and endlessly yearning, suffering in circles, rejecting learning, consuming my thoughts, to whom it may be concerning. Could be viewed as a sort of high school bullshit Part 2. And somebody left a comment saying that it was beautiful. How nice. Wow, December 3rd, 2017. Hormones, Part 2. To whom it is concerning, the blaze has stopped its burning, left me with my empty brain, cauterized in the absence of flame. What was once full and unique is now barren, hollow and bleak, my head is an empty tinderbox. And I left a note saying I really need to get over myself. This was the next day on December 2017. Father. It was about you, the dream I had. Back in the old days, I still a lad, and you, still playing the part of dad, or doing the best you could. You were gone, it wasn't sad. I was alone, I was glad, and that's the saddest thing of all. And I got parents and dank memes. Alright, last one, and this will probably be the hardest one for me to leave because it's supposed to be romantic. All my life my world was gray, but then came a fox trotting through the forest one day. A tiny fox with bright blue eyes. I took one look, and to my surprise, color too had filled my eyes. With this look I ignored the rest, a swell of red within my chest. There stayed my feelings concealed, over time slowly congealed. There they remained, repulsive and green, until the day they hit my bloodstream. I'd hold it in until I'd choke. I'd try to pass it as a joke. One day the mucus came flowing out, and all the things I'd live without. I got an apology, a God bless you. She a friend and I a feast. I thought the fox a savage beast. The time had come, the truth I face. I hate this poem, but the internet is anonymous, so whatever. I expect to be laughed off the site shortly. And luckily, that is everything from here. I have a little bit of art that I collected God knows how long ago. I had another one where I actually did draw, but thank God that one is lost forever. And I will also stop to give an update how I'm feeling. I've mentioned that there was a lesbian cosplayer who about 3 months ago threatened to talk to HR about me because she said that I was stalking her, and she kind of just suddenly started talking to me, so that's a thing. And now I'm just feeling mostly confused. I'm confused. Like, I feel like I spend most of my time wondering what life, not my time, my life, wondering what women are thinking. And that is all for today. Thank you.